Hello, coin lovers and collectors. Welcome back to the channel, HD Ultra Rare Coins, where we delve deep into the world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we have a fascinating topic that might just change the way you look at your spare change. We're talking about the United States 1-cent coin from 1976. You might be thinking, a penny from 1976? What could be so special about that? Well, stick with us because, believe it or not, this little coin might be worth more than you could ever imagine. By the end of this video, we'll reveal exactly how much a 1976 penny can be worth, and it might just surprise you. Let's take a trip back to 1976. The United States was celebrating its bicentennial, marking 200 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence. This was a monumental year in American history, filled with celebrations, parades, and pride. To commemorate this special occasion, the U.S. Mint decided to release a special design for the 1-cent coin. They altered the reverse side of the penny to feature a colonial drum and the year 1776 to 1976. To mark the country's bicentennial, the bicentennial penny has become one of the most iconic pennies in U.S. coinage, not just for its historical significance, but because of its distinctive design. The obverse of the 1976 penny still featured the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, but the reverse was completely different from what we were used to seeing. Instead of the traditional wheat stalks or the Lincoln Memorial, the reverse side featured a drummer boy, adding a unique touch to this already memorable coin. But here's the thing that most people don't realize. While the design was different and the coin itself was a unique part of the bicentennial celebrations, there are certain 1976 pennies that are worth far more than their face value. Now you might be wondering, what makes these pennies so special? Well, it all comes down to a couple of key factors that can make a single 1976 penny worth thousands of dollars. One of the most important things to look out for is the mint mark. In 1976, the U.S. Mint struck the bicentennial pennies at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most of the coins were struck in Philadelphia and Denver, but a smaller number were struck in San Francisco. These San Francisco minted coins, particularly those that were produced with proof finishes, are highly sought after by collectors. Another factor that affects the value of a 1976 penny is its condition. As with any coin, the better the condition, the higher its potential value. A penny that has been circulated extensively will show signs of wear, which lowers its worth. But a 1976 penny that is in mint condition, that is, one that has been carefully preserved and shows little to no signs of wear, can be a real treasure. The key here is finding an example of the coin that is in excellent, uncirculated condition. Now, let's talk about the truly rare and valuable 1976 pennies. These are the ones with errors or unique characteristics that make them stand out from the rest. One of the most famous errors is the 1976 double die penny. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly during the minting process, resulting in a doubling effect on the design. The doubling is most noticeable on the date and the word Liberty on the obverse. If you happen to have a 1976 penny with this error, you're sitting on a potentially very valuable coin. In fact, some of these double die 1976 pennies have sold for thousands of dollars at auction. But the error that has caught the attention of collectors and investors alike is the rare 1976 penny with a special mistake on the reverse side. These pennies were struck with an off-center design, making them look slightly misaligned. Such errors are much rarer than you might think, and they make the coin much more desirable in the eyes of collectors. So, what exactly does this mean for the value of your 1976 penny? While most regular 1976 pennies are still worth just 1 cent, a rare, uncirculated, or error coin can sell for a lot more. The rarest 1976 pennies, particularly those with the double die or off-center errors, have been known to fetch incredible amounts of money. And now, for the big reveal. A 1976 penny with an error or in mint condition can be worth an astonishing $45,000. Yes, you heard that right, $45,000. That's right. A single 1976 penny could be worth more than a new car, all because of a small error or its pristine condition. It's incredible to think that a coin so small and so ordinary could hold such extraordinary value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, the 1976 bicentennial penny is a perfect example of how a seemingly regular piece of currency can be worth a fortune. So, the next time you're going through your pocket change, make sure to check for any 1976 pennies. If it's in excellent condition or has a unique error, you might just have a rare and valuable coin on your hands. Who knows, it could be the start of your coin collection that leads to a small fortune. Today, we have something truly fascinating to talk about: the United States 1-cent coin from 1979. Now, at first glance, you might think, it's just a penny from the 1970s. How special could it be? Well, let me tell you, this little coin could be worth much more than you think. Stick around because we're about to reveal just how valuable a 1979 penny can be. Let's start by taking a look at the history of the 1979 penny. The 1-cent coin issued in 1979 had the usual design on the obverse: the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, designed by Victor David Brenner. However, it's the reverse side of this penny that makes it interesting. This was a period when the U.S. Mint had been producing pennies with the familiar Lincoln Memorial on the back, a design that had been in place since 1959. While it wasn't a special design year like the bicentennial of 1976, there's more to this penny than meets the eye. What makes the 1979 penny special and valuable is the circumstances surrounding its minting and the certain key factors that could dramatically increase its worth. In the late 1970s, the United States faced an economic downturn, which led to an increased production of pennies. The demand for copper and other materials used in minting was high, and this resulted in a very large number of pennies being produced. But not all of them were created equally, and certain variations of the 1979 penny stand out from the rest. One of the most intriguing variations is the 1979 wide AM penny. What makes this coin so fascinating is a slight minting error that was discovered after production. Normally, the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse side of the penny are very close together, but in certain 1979 pennies, the letters are noticeably further apart. This small, subtle error caught the attention of collectors, and these wide AM pennies have become highly sought after. It may seem like a small mistake, but in the world of coin collecting, even the tiniest of errors can make a coin incredibly valuable. Another important factor to consider is the condition of the coin. As with any coin, the better the condition, the higher the value. A 1979 penny that's been in circulation for decades may show wear and tear, making it worth only its face value. However, if you happen to have a 1979 penny that's in pristine, uncirculated condition, you could be holding on to a treasure. The rarer the coin and the better its condition, the more it's worth to collectors. In addition to the wide AM error, there is another variation of the 1979 penny that has piqued the interest of coin enthusiasts: the 1979 double die penny. This type of error occurs when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly during the minting process, causing the design to appear doubled. This could be seen most clearly on the word Liberty and the date. These double die errors are particularly valuable because they make each coin unique and desirable to collectors. If you are fortunate enough to find a 1979 penny with one of these errors, or in superb condition, you could be in for a big surprise when it comes time to sell. The rarity of these coins, combined with a significant demand from collectors, can make them quite valuable on the market. Now, we know you've been waiting for it, the moment when we reveal just how much a 1979 penny can be worth. A well-preserved 1979 penny with a wide AM error or a rare double die example has been known to fetch prices far above its 1 cent face value. Some of these error coins have been sold at auctions for an eye-popping amount of money. So how much can a 1979 penny actually be worth? A rare, high-grade, error-free, or wide AM penny has been known to sell for as much as $40,000. That's right, $40,000 for a single penny. It's truly remarkable how a small minting error or a well-preserved coin can be worth so much. This just goes to show how much value can be hidden in a small piece of history. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just getting started, knowing what to look for can make all the difference. So, the next time you're flipping through your change, take a closer look at any 1979 pennies you come across. Who knows? You might just have a rare, valuable coin in your pocket. This is Last Coin. We have a very special topic to explore: the United States 1-cent coin from 1982. Now, when most people think about pennies, they probably imagine a small, copper-colored coin that isn't worth much. But as you're about to find out, the 1982 penny holds a fascinating secret that could make it worth far more than its face value. Stick with us, because by the end of this video, we'll reveal just how much a 1982 penny could be worth, and it's not just a few cents. Let's start by looking back at 1982 and the important changes that were taking place in the U.S. Mint at that time. The 1980s were a turning point for U.S. coinage, and the penny was no exception. In fact, 1982 marked a significant shift in how pennies were made. Before this year, pennies were made from a copper alloy, with 95% copper and 5% zinc. However, due to rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint decided to change the composition of the penny in 1982. Starting that year, pennies would be made primarily from zinc, with only a thin copper plating on the outside. This change was necessary to reduce production costs, but it also resulted in a fascinating variety of 1982 pennies. So, what does this mean for the value of a 1982 penny? Well, because of the switch in composition, 1982 pennies come in two main varieties: those made from copper and those made from copper-plated zinc. The copper pennies were minted early in the year, while the zinc-plated pennies were struck later on. The key to finding a valuable 1982 penny lies in identifying which type of penny you have, and more importantly, finding one that's in great condition or has an error. The first variety we need to talk about is the copper 1982 penny. As mentioned earlier, the copper pennies were produced at the beginning of 1982, before the switch to zinc-plated pennies took place. These copper pennies are highly sought after by collectors because they represent the last of the traditional copper pennies. However, the interesting thing about the 1982 copper penny is that it's not always easy to spot. The copper pennies were struck in the same year as the new zinc pennies, and sometimes it can be difficult to tell the difference. One way to identify them is by their weight. Copper pennies weigh 3.11 grams, while the zinc-plated pennies weigh only 2.5 grams. But here's where it gets even more interesting. The copper pennies from 1982 were made in large quantities, so they're not exactly rare. However, a penny that has been preserved in pristine condition, without any signs of wear and tear, can be worth much more than its face value. In fact, 1982 copper pennies in mint condition can sometimes sell for several dollars each, which is a significant markup compared to a regular penny. But wait, there's more. In addition to the copper pennies, there's another variation of the 1982 penny that can be worth a small fortune: the 1982 copper penny. These pennies were struck at the Denver Mint, and due to a minting error, some of them were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were made with copper instead of zinc. This error is extremely rare, and if you happen to find a 1982 copper penny, it could be worth thousands of dollars to the right collector. But the real treasure in the 1982 penny collection is the famous 1982 double die penny. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coin shifts during the minting process, causing the design to appear doubled. On the 1982 penny, this doubling is most noticeable on the word Liberty and the date. Coins with this error are highly prized by collectors because they are unique and incredibly rare. If you have a 1982 penny with a double die error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. So, let's talk about the potential value of your 1982 penny. As we mentioned, most of the 1982 pennies you'll find are worth only 1 cent. However, a well-preserved 1982 copper penny or a rare 1982 copper penny could be worth significantly more, especially if they are in uncirculated condition. But the real jaw-dropping potential comes from the error coins, such as the 1982 double die or the 1982 copper penny. These coins have been known to fetch impressive amounts at auctions. Now, for the big reveal. If you happen to come across a rare, high-quality 1982 penny with the right features, such as the double die error or a copper planchet mistake, it could be worth a stunning amount of money. Some of these rare coins have been known to sell for as much as $35,000. Yes, you heard that right, $35,000 for a single penny. So, the next time you're sorting through your spare change, take a closer look at any 1982 pennies you find. If it's in great condition, or if you notice any of the errors we've discussed, you could be holding onto a coin that's worth a small fortune. It's amazing how something as simple as a penny can hold so much value. And now you know what to look for. Thanks for joining us today and learning about the valuable 1982 penny. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Until next time, happy collecting!